Hello and welcome to a tour of a piece called drumStage that I created. And this piece is an electronic piece and an acoustic piece that I created in a program called Max MSP. And so what the piece is an attempt to interact with a live performer with a computer and to do it in a way that can allow the audience to understand some of the connections that are happening, or at least get a sense that something is going on and that I'm not just setting a button and letting it go, something that just goes off by itself. So there's actually some interaction between what I'm doing and the performer on the percussion. The next part of it is, as the name implies, drum stage. I wanted to have percussion instrument be featured, and I wanted to allow the percussion instrument to be able to play pitches and to be able to control what's happening with the computer. So to do that, several things are set up in here. One is that if a percussionist plays different dynamic levels, loud to soft, it causes the computer to change the stereo width, so the width of the sound in the speakers, and it does it directly in a direct relationship. So if you have a soft sound, then it's going to have a very narrow width in the stereo, and if you play a loud sound, it's going to open up the stereo. If you play crescendo, then it's going to go from narrow to wide in the speakers. So that's with loudness. That's how loudness from the percussion is going to affect the sounds. Then pitch is the next thing. It's a bit more complex, and I've set it up so that I can play chords on the keyboard, and when I play these chords, it opens up a series of resonant filters. So if I go over here to this place that says P frequency, notice below it you see resonant 1 and so on, all these different things that say resonant. Those are different resonant filters. Each of these resonant filters corresponds to one note. They're going to vibrate at a certain frequency. And then up here, this interface here, it just allows it so that when I play a MIDI keyboard here, as you notice, this one's changing. And if I hit a big chord, you see them all change. So it just takes MIDI input and creates a frequency. And then these resonant filters here vibrate at that frequency. So that when I play a percussion instrument, or actually anything, but percussion's nice because it has a wide range of harmonics that are going to come through there, then those pitch sounds sitting inside the percussion device, all those harmonics, can trigger the resonant filters by exciting them with their amplitude. Then I can turn up the loudness and the width of the vibration of the resonant filters, the gain and the Q. And that allows me to really milk all the sounds of the harmonics that are exciting the resonant filters. So it's set up like this with the gates. Gates are connecting from one resonant filter to the next. And in order to open the gates and allow the next notes to be played, the next resonant filters to vibrate in the chord that I've created, it's got to, the percussionist has to play fast enough to open them up. So I've set them to open up depending on how many beats per minute are being played. This is a bit tricky since this device currently can't tell what a beat is compared to what a subbeat is, or something, things like that. So, if I play quarter notes and then I play eighth notes, they can't tell the difference between quarter and eighth. and it thinks my tempo is eighth notes. Anyway, at the moment, just based upon how fast you play, it's going to correlate that with beats per minute. And as the beats per minute go from 0 to 900, it's going to open up the first to the fifth gates here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and allow those sounds to come out. So have some thing over here that averages the amount of things that are coming in here. Now when I hit it, and you see average beat per minute over here. And my voice is making it go wild because it continually picks up a threshold that's loud enough to trigger it. So now I'm going to show you what a couple of these things sound like. I'm going to turn it on, and here it is without any resonance or anything on it. And next I'm going to go into pitches and creating them. So then that's an example of making crescendos that change the dynamic stereo spread from left to right. And also an example of bringing out the individual notes in chords by triggering them using beats per minute to open up the gates for the resonant filters. So next I'm going to show you an example of some of the echo effects and feedback effects you can have using the program.